you don't know what you're going to do next. And then you have random people reach out to you and be like, oh, bro, you doing it. Like, keep doing your thing. Like, you're an inspiration and stuff like that. And people don't know how much, like, stuff like that means to me. Because sometimes you feel like, what am I doing this for? I am wasting my time. Let me just go be Joe Smo.
Yeah,
and just
not you.
Yeah, sometimes I be thinking that. I be like,
never.
Let me just, like.
Please don't.
Okay,
we need you.
That.
We need, because.
I receive that. I receive that.
No, that's it, man. You got to have the awareness and then the courage.
Definitely.
You know, it's out there. It's out here for us, man.
And if you had the idea, why have the idea if you're not going to jump on it?
Guys, welcome back. We are at the Beltran Podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And I got a really, really good buddy of mine that I cannot wait to chat with because we've known each other for a while. He does some awesome stuff around the community. Now he's going nationwide. My boy, Kuzi Can. What's up?
Yo.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Beltran.
Oh, I love that, man. It's so formal.
It's always so formal with you. It is always super formal with you.
So our history, man, I've known you, what's it been? 3 years?
3, maybe 4.
5?
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
been a while.
Definitely. It's 2003, and I was attending your events easily pre-shutdown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Easily. So it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. And we've always crossed paths. Mm-hmm. I know I've always loved you.
Hello.
Man, your energy is
likewise.
It's beautiful.
Likewise.
I'm a hugger, and you're like the kind of person I want to hug every time I see you. You know? So, I feed off of your energy, man. So
I receive that. And likewise, the same way with you, I've only ever had amazing times with you.
Good, man. Good. But it's always just been that, though. We see each other out, we chat, we talk about we're gonna do something. But now I wanna get to know you.
And
man.
That is exactly why I'm here, get to know me.
Good, man. So let's go back. I know you love Fort Pierce.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
As much as I do, if not more. But tell me, were you born and raised here?
I was born and raised right here in Fort Pierce. In fact, the house that I was born in is right next door to the house that was built for Dan McCarty.
Really?
Yeah, so the historic area.
Oh, so your roots run deep.
Definitely. The house, a Prohibition house, so there are moving pieces on the walls and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I've always been intrigued by like the history and the beauty that Fort Pierce and St. Lucie County is.
Okay. So tell me about growing up here in Fort Pierce. I wasn't here that long ago, so what kind of town was it?
Fort Pierce, to me, because honestly, I never heard bad things about Fort Pierce. I never heard, and I never seen anything bad happen in Fort Pierce. And it wasn't until like got enough to like watch the news, and then I'd hear other people talk about it. I'm like, where are they talking about? Like, that's not my city. Growing up here, it was fun. It was like growing up. It's not the city. It's not too country. Everybody knows everybody. It was amazing. I had a great time growing up. It was amazing. I can't even describe it. It was just the best time ever. Like,
good, man. Yeah, Fort Pierce is unique. You have the beach
being right there.
Right there.
Even if you're out past 95, you're a lot closer than people have ever been to. You could still walk to the beach and get there within a day.
Yes, and you're talking out west of 95. It's still country out there.
Bingo. Although when I came back to visit this time, I rode back down. I was like, where is everything? Like, there's these mega structures that are popping up everywhere, and I'm like, what are all these places?
Yeah, those are. I think they're a big like warehouse type of shit. They're gonna do a lot of shipping out of and stuff.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. Also, all the great things that are happening right here. Like, I love this place.
Yeah, man, and I guess let's talk about growth a little bit. There's a lot of people that want to fight the growth. They want to keep it the same. Where's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on fighting the growth, I do. If you're worried about fighting the growth, then let's be worried about you feel me, representing this place the best we can and becoming ambassadors of this place because we cannot stop the influx of people that are coming.
Yes.
So if we can't stop it, why not we put ourselves in position to own the curve? Let's own the curve, ladies and gentlemen. Let's own the curve.
God, dude, like I got goosebumps with you saying that. I'm such a big believer in that. You know, and especially for the community,
Definitely.
for where you grew up, you know, and there's got to be a way, and that's what we started, the Rising Tides Foundation, and you have Stabilize and Revitalize. You have a lot of these organizations right now that, you know, I think educating the local community on how to be a part of it.
Bingo. Definitely.
You know, showing them that, hey, dude, we all have the same opportunity.
Bingo.
You know, nobody's better than anybody.
Bingo.
You can't sit back and, you know, watch these people come in and doing stuff and be mad at them.
Or you got to educate the people on the value of what they are standing on or where they are.
And yes, so to preserve the culture.
Bingo.
Have the culture be a part of the growth. Have the culture be the cornerstone of the growth. Have the culture be what people come here for.
The go-to, baby. Hello. Yes. What else? That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Good, man. I say so. We're on the same. We're on the same page on that,
as we always are.
Yeah, we've never really talked about it, but these are. That's great. I'm glad you feel like that because I do talk to a lot of people, and luckily, most of the people that I surround myself around, most of the people that I have on here, you know, we all think about it the same. You know, some things you can't change.
Bingo.
But you can change how you react to it.
Bingo.
You can change your involvement in it.
Bingo.
You know, you can change what's going to happen.
You can change your position. You get what I'm saying? If I don't like standing here, maybe I need to stand over there.
That's it. Don't just stand there and talk about how you hate it.
I don't like standing here. Like, do something. Like, I've always been a doer.
Yes.
And you're a doer, and I think that's one of the things that have always drawn me to you. You're a doer, and you give people something to do.
Yeah, man.
I think that's amazing. And you give people something to do.
I love it. So when you started to get into the workforce, you know, I can't wait to hear this. What kind of work have you done?
I've actually done a little bit of everything.
I could see this.
My first job was a bag boy at Winn-Dixie, right on US 1.
I bet you were probably the best one.
Yeah. Not the one on Midway, the one that they're actually getting ready to do all that construction, all the businesses are going to.
Oh, that used to be Winn-Dixie back in the day.
That was my first job. I was a bag boy out there.
Cool.
That was my first job. I was a salesperson at Rex TV and Appliances, which is no longer here.
All right.
It was a TV and appliance store. I've been a cell phone salesman. I used to work at a pet hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I've done radio, videography more recently, personal assistant. I'm like, okay, so what I do in Atlanta, this is what a lot of people get my name wrong when they read it. So a lot of people call me Kuzi.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people call me Kuzi. So just like people can rent creative spaces, you can rent a creative person because, you know, when you're out and you're doing a lot of things and sometimes you ask the person to, like, maybe take a picture of you or something like that and it's like friends and family and they do it begrudgingly or it's a horrible picture or you have to wait 10,000 years to get it. Well, you can rent you a Kuzi, which is a creative person to follow you to these events and I'll just run your social media for 2 hours. And, you know, just like with mine, I don't miss with pictures and videos.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's what you're doing
that's
right now.
That's what I'm doing up in Atlanta, and I've also picked up bartending.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you ever bartended before?
Not before I went to Atlanta, and only like at for my friends, like go fix me a drink.
Yeah.
Like I've done that, but I actually really, really love it. I
can see you being great at it.
I love it, and I actually started at the radio station because they have events. But people meeting me, they've also been like booking me to do their events, and also, what I was doing up there was like doing the Atlanta Falcon games. Like it got to that point where I'm bartending at every Atlanta Falcons game.
So it's cool, man. Some people, they're like, oh, I'm going to get into bartending. I'm going to sit here and bartend. You're like, no, I'm going to do this.
Bingo. Like one day the bartender didn't show up and my boss was I was like, I can make drinks. You get what I'm saying? And one of my pitches was when they would tell me to make a drink that I didn't know, I'd be like, I'm not really a bartender, but if you tell me what goes in it, I'll make it for you perfectly.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot.
That's how you learn.
You get what I'm saying? So
that's how I got into bartending. So I started in the restaurant, but I was super, super shy.
Mm.
I mean, I wouldn't even order from the restaurant. Like my mom would have to order for me. Believe it or not, I was the shyest person. A lot of anxiety. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. And then, I think I turned 18 and I saw some of my older buddies working in restaurants making fat cash for that time, making $100 a night, 120,
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, man, I'm going to try this. And little did I know that was my calling, dude. I was like, I'm good at this. I ended up becoming manager, but the same how I got into the bartending. One time the bartender couldn't show up. I was like, geez, I can do it.
I've spent enough time at bars to know what a bartender does.
Yeah, exactly. And ended up loving it, man. And that was a big part of my career, is, managing bars and restaurants and that kind of stuff.
And a lot of people think, like, when things are going chaotic at bars and restaurants, like, the bartender plays a major part at, like, keeping things running smoothly. You know how much like conflict I resolved at the bar, not only at the bar, but in these people's lives. It's like I'm a mixture between, like, when I'm bartending, I'm a mixture between, like, Ayanna Van Zam, a little bit of Dr. Phil, and some, like, Andy Cohen mixed in there.
I love it, man. I can see it. I want to come sit at your bar, man, for sure. Oh, that's great, man. And then, so let's talk about your music. That's one thing that I remember. I was like, all right, dude, I was jamming. I gotta get back on that music. So tell me, how'd you get into that? What made you want to start recording?
I was actually really into acting at first. That was my thing. Like, when I was in elementary, middle school, and high school, my thing was acting.
Okay.
And when I was in middle school, there was a new group getting started called the Avenue D Boys Choir.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, there's this group called the Avenue D Boys Choir, which we ended up a few years later traveling the world. We sung back up for Shaka Khan. We was able to go to Motown, and this is when I'm like 13 years old. Yeah.
So cool.
Research the Avenue D Boys Choir. It's a choir that started right on Avenue D in Fort Pierce from a nonprofit that wanted to help inner city youth. And it was also funded by the Children's Service Council. Okay. And later on, I ended up working for the Children's Service Council for Families of the Treasure Coast. So I forgot that job too. It's so much, and you do so much that sometimes you don't sit and, like, really think about the things you do. But anyways, I joined that choir. I was part of the I think I still got a newspaper clipping the first day I was there, and I ended up becoming the head boy in the Avenue Du Bois Choir. Oh, shit. So I kind of led the group, and that's where I really got into singing. I use acting in my performances. Okay. And at the time, because we're so young, I think I was in it between, like, 13 and, like, 16. You don't appreciate, like, the small things, like going to Paris and Italy to sing back up for Shaka Khan. In the moment, is like, why are we going over there? Like, we want to run around Italy. Like, we're not trying to sing and stuff like that. But it was just like, even just the trip there was an experience, and it showed me, like, I didn't know what it was doing, but it showed me then that the world is so much bigger. The world is there's always more. There's always more. So shout out to Avenue Du Bois Choir.
Yeah, man, I gotta look into that.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some videos or anything of it?
Definitely. You could Google us. Google us, the Avenue Du Bois Choir. It was like Fort Pierce's group for a few years.
Nice.
Definitely. And I got the
Was Apollo in it?
Yeah, that's where actually me and Apollo got really, really close. Okay. Apollo's oldest brother was one of the guys that was in my friend circle. Okay. So we just kind of like pick on Apollo and stuff like that. And one time, a few of the guys had auditioned for American Idol, and the chaperone, at this time, once I aged out of the group, I actually started working for them. They had an office in downtown. Like, it became like $1 million business. Like, it was crazy from the inception of it on Avenue D, eating ham sandwiches, to flying all over. We sung at one of the governor's inaugurations and stuff like that. We used to do stuff like that. Yeah,
I don't know any about
bingo.
That.
And sometimes I don't even. Y'all better be glad I don't put everything on my resume. That's what I be saying. So yeah, that's where I got my start in music. I was about to say, what was the question? But the Avenue D Boys Choir.
Okay. And then, but you took it, man.
Bingo. But there's also an aspect of, like, acting when you're on stage. So I was able to enjoy that. I was able to enjoy, even though I'm not the best singer, how I conduct myself up here to watch people be moved by that, it was just exciting. And I listen to everything from Britney Spears to Trick Daddy.
Oh yeah.
So if you listen to my music, I have literally all types of music.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So yeah, I know you got an album out.
Yeah, I just dropped on my birthday.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, Free Britney is actually an EP that I dropped on my birthday. It's Free Britney Part 2. It's a follow up to a it's a follow up to a it's a follow up to the a project I dropped maybe like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I was actually people don't know this, but I love Britney Spears.
Okay.
Like especially that early Tupac era, 2K pop era. Like I grew up on that from middle school to high school. So NSYNC, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, TRL, all that stuff. Like that's the era of music that I really, really love.
Really?
So I always try to pay homage to those eras. Although the music on there isn't like, some of it's pop and stuff like that. And the first Free Britney album was more dedicated to Britney Spears. But the follow-up was just a dedication to me moving to Atlanta, trying a different style of music because the music in Atlanta is really, really good, and they even have a different recording process. Like
really?
Like in the studios up there, they don't go knowing what song they're going to record, which I think is crazy. Like my thing is, if I don't know the answers to a test the day of, I'm not going to take the test. You get what I'm saying? So I don't believe in wasting time or money. So if I don't know the song, I'm not going to go to the studio. So you mean to tell me you don't know which, but their process is so amazing, and the creating on the spot and the vulnerability and the honesty, because sometimes you'll come up with a tune and then by the time you get to the studio, you done lost it a few minutes later. So being in that moment of just recording line by line, sometimes you create the most beautiful thing. So I recorded a whole project like that. No pen, no paper, and just recorded line for line. And that's Free Britney Part 2.
So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure it. Did one person just start doing it like that and everybody say, hey, this is the way we do it? I have no
idea. Basically, you know what I do in St. Louis County. Like, I'm always on the music and entertainment scene. So, basically, when I got up to Atlanta, one of the old jerks of St. Louis County, Kid Pooh, he invited me up there, and he works in all the studios because he's an amazing engineer. Yeah. So I would just kind of like shadow him, hang out at the studio. It's like, okay, I work in entertainment, so let me just get around entertainment. I'm pretty sure because I'll find this way. Yeah. So just sitting there, and then artist after artist after artist would just come in here, and I'd be mind blown by the amazing pieces of art that they're walking out of here with no idea what they were going to do. Before, it's like going to the hospital and never having an ultrasound and you're having a baby today.
Wow. That's crazy.
It is what it is. But I'm going to birth the beauty. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to birth the beauty.
That's beautiful, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, and Free Britney Part 2, out now on all platforms, was recorded just like that.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait to hear that, man. I can't wait. Maybe we could find some of this in the editing, man. We could pop a couple pieces in there for sure. That would be
amazing.
That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. So you're still doing the music. That's
one thing, and that's my release, really. That's a time for me because a lot of people, like, they see me out and stuff like that, and just like you said, you don't really know me, but that's where I really get to express myself. That is where I really just like, okay, I get to, and my music can be a little loud and obnoxious and over the top. I love it. That's where I really just get to just have like diarrhea of the mouth. So yeah,
I love it. So the Jerks, that was a super cool thing. And what would you consider it? Like, is it a group, a brand?
It's an arts and entertainment organization that spotlights people, places, and events right here on the Treasure Coast.
Okay, all right. So is it still living on?
Oh, definitely. With my move to Atlanta, we started the Jerks of Atlanta, so I've kind of been more focused on that aspect of it. Yeah. But since I've been back, I've been going to a few events, and there are some amazing young people, talented young people with nothing to do. Okay. So I'm thinking about maybe, if you're talking about the docuseries, maybe doing a reboot with all new characters.
Oh, Oh, let
And
me
basically,
know.
even being behind the scenes, you get what I'm saying? In that way, I can really bring the vision to life. And I've been working with some new amazing production companies like Bubby TV, which is
Okay.
amazing, where I get to interview people. So I'm going to have to, in fact, I'm going to have you on my show one of
There you
these days.
go. Let me know.
Definitely. So, yeah, Jerks definitely live on. And one thing that I did realize while I was in Atlanta is that I can take this thing everywhere.
Yes. And that's kind of what you did.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got my eyes on a few other places.
Yes.
My brother just had a baby last week, so I'm here for a few months.
Okay. Which brother?
My twin brother.
Okay.
My twin brother. And
All
like
right.
when he was taking me to the airport last week, and he never asks me for anything, he asked me to stay. And I was just like, because none of his wife's family was able to come down. And it's just him and her, and this is their first kid.
so
And
sweet.
my twin brother never asks me for anything, and he asked me to stay, and I was like, ugh. But it wasn't that hard because this is Florida and that's Atlanta, and I love both places, but I'd rather kind of be in Florida.
Oh, good, man. Yeah, Florida rocks.
Man,
Florida rocks.
yes.
Yeah, man. So Jerks is still rocking. So you got the Jerks of St. Lucie County, Jerks of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea maybe where you might go?
I actually got two places I got my eyes on, and one is a lot closer to here.
Okay.
Because that honestly, Florida can quite as cat be its own country.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't mind it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my eye on one spot in particular in Florida, even though I want to take it somewhere else. This place has really been good to me, and there's just so much happening.
You don't want to tell us where?
I tell you what, Broward County, the Jerks of Broward County.
Oh, okay.
Not even Miami, because everybody has their eye on Miami, but there is a little armpit right next to Miami, like Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Hollywood is one of my favorite places, especially the Strip. Have you ever been on Hollywood Strip?
I don't know about the Strip. I mean, I've been to Hollywood, but
man,
they
have this strip on the beach and they have all these historic like buildings that they've turned into like hotels and stuff like that.
Really?
And it's really like where like people with lots and lots of money go to retire.
Okay.
So one day I was supposed to be in Miami, but everything was sold out. So I saw some things in Hollywood, and I was like, okay, that's about 30, 45 minutes up the street. Got there and almost still didn't make it to the event because I was like, oh my God, this is the Strip. Just imagine miles and miles of restaurants and local bars, and everything is local to the area. You could speak to the managers, you meet, like it, and it's so beautiful. People are just rollerblading, and it's like the 80s in Miami.
Oh, I love it, man. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Definitely Hollywood,
Let's
Florida.
go.
The
Let's
Strip.
go.
Oh my God, I've been trying
down
to get there for I'd say a year, but places have been pulling me all over the place.
Yeah.
And then like when I wanted to like throw Apollo a party, he wanted to go to Tallahassee. I'm like, man, and nobody believes me that Hollywood, Florida is where it's at. I'm like, yo, let's go to Hollywood for you right there. It was like, ain't nobody going to Hollywood. I want to go to not Tallahassee, Tampa, which I love Tampa too.
Tampa's cool, Ybor and all that.
Bingo, like and Tampa, the historic. I love the bricks. Like there are so many individual bricks in Tampa, and for some odd reason that really intrigues me.
Yeah, no, it's a cool old way of construction that I think, to me, everything holds an energy.
Hello.
You know, so when you have buildings that were built so long ago and you could see it and you can
Bingo.
feel it and it's the raw material.
Man, yeah. And I like to think like, who else's story was a part of walking past this brick?
Yes.
What has this brick seen?
Yes. What booty sat on this bench?
Hello.
You know?
Who threw up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Yes.
It's true. I think about all that stuff, man, for sure. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, is something going on that's going to be changing a lot of the music scene, social media, everything is artificial intelligence. I don't
like to even, like, if it gives me the option, I'm like, no, I'm not using that. I'm not giving you permission. Like, and then with this new generation that grew up around smartphones and stuff like that, they're just used to hitting yes to use the stuff. But No, I am not
not
with
ready,
it. Don't
not
scan
ready.
my face. Don't none of that. I am not playing them type of games with y'all.
Well, this to me, we were talking earlier.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's coming.
It is, and you
It's
want to learn to
coming.
make it work for you.
He's just not ready.
I'm not. Yeah,
That's
I'm
okay.
not ready.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm always going to be in the late '90s, early 2000s. That's my era. But because it's scary too. It is extremely scary.
Yeah, man. These things. I mean, the actual intelligence they have. It's like having a group of very smart
people right there. Like, okay, there are some things that I do use AI for. You get what I'm saying? There are certain things like especially like if I'm writing something and I needed to fix what I'm writing.
Yeah.
So you don't look crazy. So okay, that type of AI.
Yeah.
But it's sitting up there talking to Smart House all day. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Bro, dating. Dating.
It's man.
They're saying that they can make a character more pleasant
to be around, compatible with you than a human. No, man.
No, that's scary, ain't it, man?
No. Why would I do that?
Bro, check it out. You got to believe there's going to be a market because there's some people that maybe are too shy or some people that just will never, ever.
More and more people now because social media has taken the social out of being human, really. You get what I'm saying? Now when you go out, like sometimes I go pick up my older nieces and nephews from events and stuff like that, and everybody's literally on their phones. Like, I was always on my phone, but literally, y'all ain't even here interacting with each other. If I'm on my phone, I'm getting a number, I'm doing something.
Working, taking a picture,
exactly. I'm always like, but y'all literally, sometimes y'all is sit and scroll just because it's an awkward tick and you don't want to speak to anybody.
Yeah.
Which that is the part of like social media that I don't like. That it handicaps people socially.
Big time. And then you got to think about for us, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, it's a little baby. No, but even for you though, when you were in elementary school, middle school, it wasn't
none of that was there. You get what I'm saying? When I was in middle school, the phone was the Nokias. You played Snake on that, and then when I was in high school, that's when them razors and stuff started to come out. So the game went to changing.
Yeah, the
game did go to changing, and we had the MySpace and all that kind of stuff. So the game did start changing, but like what it is now, it is like.
Yeah, for me it was beepers. That was me. It was middle school and high school. It was beepers, and
yes,
you go to the payphone.
Yes. Sometimes my mom still has like an old beeper. It doesn't work or anything like that.
So she just wears it.
But no, I'll wear it. I'll wear it sometimes. Exactly, and you'd be surprised when like you'll be in a store or something like that, and somebody see that, be like, "Is that a beeper?" And which is one of the reasons I started wearing rain boots with everything, because it's a conversation starter. I'm going to get your attention. Like I would purposely wear something really, really nice, and then the ugliest, dirtiest rain boots that you can find.
I love it.
Just so people would be like,
you were known for that.
Yeah, I'm still the man in the boots. You just gotta pay for the boots to step out now. Like I'm still the man in the boots.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. So when you were going to Atlanta, what made you want to go to Atlanta?
I had lost my job here.
Okay.
Out of the blue. I had thinking things were sweet. I just never got around to signing another contract or renewing my contract, and thinking that, you feel me, everything's good. I'm doing my job, and I know ain't nobody can do this job like I do my job. But out of the blue, lost my job and just I'm the type of person who was like, I need fresh wind, fresh fire. This door closed for a reason. Let me just go.
Yeah.
Let me just go. And I went up to Atlanta and just all kind of crazy things went to falling into place. Like even how I got on at the radio station. Like I literally got invited to an event at the station. I didn't even know it was in a radio station because I thought it was an event space. And because I didn't know anybody there, I stood by the exit, which was right by the bar, and a random person came up and went to talking to me. Then I found out he owned the place. Oh, and wow. You can't just talk to me. Yeah. You're going to fall in love with me when you talk to me. So he invited me back to Fusion Radio the next day, and nailed the interview, which wasn't an interview. It was just a chop it up session. And I asked him, I was like, what made you talk to me? He was like, you were standing in my way. And I was like, I'm glad I was standing. But you feel me? I didn't know anybody there. And then I'm new to the city, so I'm standing by the exit.
Yeah.
Big cities scare me. I'm from Fort Pierce. Like, it's big enough for me. Like, when there's big buildings, I don't know how many people are in the building and stuff like that. That kind of stuff wrecks my nerves. People don't know that about me. Like,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't imagine that.
Yeah, that's why I always have on glasses. Like, I don't have on glasses because I'm not present. I have on glasses so I can watch everything around me.
Yeah. And, like, same for me. I'm still in me. That, that shy boy is still in me. But I think in the same with you found, like, I guess you found the cherry on being able to, like, if once you get out there and you do talk to people, but you see the benefit of doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why it's like worth. I'm like, all right, it happens to me. I have to build myself up sometimes, but I was like, all right, but you know what? I might meet somebody.
Bingo.
It could be a huge opportunity.
Bingo.
So
I give myself the prep talk before I go into buildings I've never been in before. I always give myself the prep talk. Yeah. So it's definitely nerve-wracking, but once I'm in the water, best believe whether I've ever went to swim camp or not, I am swimming. Once I'm out there in that water, I am doggy paddling. I am out here, so I might as well have a good time.
Yeah, no, that's it. What kind of advice would you have to people that they are shy and think possibly missing out on a lot of opportunities?
My advice would be the worst thing a person can say is no.
Yeah.
And which ain't even the worst. The worst thing you can say is yes.
Yeah, because then you got to do something else.
Because now you just showed me it's possible, and if I can do it one time, I can do it 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. You don't know until you ask.
Hello.
Man. And it's just a word.
And if it's no, I can find out why it is no, and maybe I can adjust.
There you go.
My approach the next time. Because I wasn't always, like, I was a nervous wreck too, and the reason I got social is my twin brother. Because I was the guy where in high school and middle school, maybe not too much high school because I kind of came out at like 9th and maybe a little bit of 10th grade before I got cool, where everybody, when you had like books to read to get points to pass and stuff like that, everybody would pay me to take their test on the computer because that's what I would do on Friday nights. I'd read. Harry Potter was my favorite book.
Really?
And then I got into like all types of, like, I just take myself away. And my brother, he was extremely social. So there was this teen club called the Firehouse. And because we're twins, my mom wouldn't let us go by ourselves. So he'd get to pick something to do a weekend, and then I'd get to pick something to do the weekend. So on his time of the weekend, we'd always be going to parties and stuff like that. So that's what actually got, because I would hate, I'm like, why am I going to be in a place where they're just playing loud music and people
a bunch of strangers?
Exactly, when I could be in the wizarding world with my real friends.
Yeah. Oh man, my daughter's huge into Harry Potter right now.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter. And then I actually feel like I grew up with him because the first book that I ever read front to back was in the 6th grade, and that was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And the last one didn't come out until I was grown after high school. So there was a moment I was working at Maritel T-Mobile in Orlando, and I was on the bus headed to work, and I read the part where Professor Snape killed Dumbledore, and I literally started crying on the city bus. I literally started crying on the city bus, and I was just shooketh for the rest of the day. Like that day at work, I was like, it was different.
So do you still like to read?
Yeah, I love to read. That's what it got me into reading. Yeah. And reading, it opened me up to like so many other like books. Like there are so many different places that you can go. There are so many different places that you can go.
So do you just read like stories and fiction or nonfiction?
My favorite, it gets me caught up too. I think, fiction is real, nonfiction is not real. And that might be completely wrong. I don't know what it is.
Do you only read fake stories, or do you
it depends on what the real stories are, because there are if it got to get my attention. You get what I'm saying? It has to keep my attention.
Do you ever get into any of like the personal development stuff?
Okay, yes, I did read Howard Stern's Shock Value. Okay, and I started picking that up It might not be called shock value.
Okay.
I think it's called shock value. I picked that up when I started at 91.1.
Okay.
And because I didn't want to do the everyday, like, interviews, how long have you been doing music, blase, squaze, just real surfacey, because I'm not a surfacey type person. If I have your attention, if you've come to talk to me, let's talk. You get what I'm saying? So, and although I didn't understand what Howard Stern was doing at the time because I was a lot younger, I knew he had everybody's attention in the 90s.
Oh, I watched
his radio.
I was a fan.
Man, XM radio is only XM radio, satellite radio right now because of Howard Stern.
He was the one.
He was definitely the one.
They were like, shit, everybody's got to go on there and watch
Bingo,
it.
He's part of the reason why it's like, okay, yeah, I do radio, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it like somebody that I used to look up to.
Yeah. So, like midget pie eating contests and stuff?
Not that far, but I used to have this thing where I'd hang up on all my callers.
Oh, no.
Like, I troll them, and then as soon as they got mad, I'd be like, hang up that phone. Like, I used to troll people, and that's when I think that's when the Jerk started to get popular. My radio show, the Jerk St. Louis County Radio.
Oh. So what station was that on? I didn't even know you had
91.1. It was every first and third Friday. 91.1 from 8 to 10. Yeah.
I didn't even know that, man.
And it was us, and then we interview people, and like it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
We definitely had a good time.
Hell yeah.
We actually, and I film everything that I do, so I'll send you some links from a few shows.
Oh, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it, man. So how long you in town for now?
I can't go back, not this holiday season just yet, because I spent Thanksgiving by myself, and although I was with 1,100 people, it was not. I don't know y'all. People don't understand. They're like, you alone. There's like, you do all this, and it's like, I don't know these people. I don't know these people, so I don't want to feel like that on Christmas, and I don't want to feel like that on New Year's.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself maybe mid-January. Before I left, I recorded like 16 episodes of my show.
Oh, wow.
So, because I knew.
You know how to do it?
Bingo. Because every time I came back before, it would be only for 2-3 days, because I said, if I stay in Fort Pierce too long, because people work all their life to come here, and you expect me to come here, don't let me smell that salt water. Yeah. I might not ever go back.
Oh, man, for sure.
Hello.
So, it's funny for me, a lot of people, they think, oh, you got so many friends. I really don't, like, how many, like, I've known you for a long time. I consider you, we're close, but really, how close?
Yeah.
Like, we never just, spent this time. I'm learning so much about you right now, and that's kind of one of my main reasons for doing this. Mm-hmm. Because I want to be able to connect with people more. I know a lot of people, and we do a lot of stuff, and it's usually business, work, work. So this is a really nice way to where, yes, it kind of helps with work, but I could actually connect.
Yeah, and you start to see each other like real people.
Yes,
you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes you even lose yourself up under the cape. You get what I'm saying? And
there
will be a time, especially like last year, I'd scroll through my contacts, and I'm like, all these are business contacts.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that would get me like all of these are business contacts.
Yeah.
But thank God for those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You need those. But there's, and this is one of the things we were talking about in some of the sales training we were doing. You have like the farming mentality, and you have the hunter. Mm-hmm. Hunter's like transaction. Hey, I'll talk to you. Let's make a deal. Talk to you. Let's make a deal. But the farming side of it is, it's really connecting with these people just a little bit more. And it's not about making a deal today. Bingo. It's about, hey, what can we do together at some point?
Bingo.
In the meantime, let's get to know each other and let's connect.
And let's support each other.
Yes, and support and and give and be close enough to somebody that it feels good to give and give them referrals and want to help and hey, it's Christmas. Hey, let me get you a little something for the kids and. That's that feels good, and a lot of times the busier you get, the less of that you do. But I think it's super necessary, So it's like hence this thing. This is why I'm doing this, man.
Hello.
It'll help me. It'll help me a lot. Now I got my boy in Atlanta. Yeah. Broward? So back in Florida, maybe one day.
Ooh, yeah. I want it because I love Broward County.
Yeah.
Hollywood, Davie.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale. Yes. Pompano.
So let me ask you this. you're doing a lot of things. You got the music, you're in the radio, you're making some money bartending. Say 10 years down the road, like in the perfect world,
What would I be doing?
where are you headed?
I really want to produce documentaries full time.
Okay.
That's what I really, really want to do. I really want to help people tell their stories.
Okay.
And I really fell in love. I just love character development. I don't want it to like do scripted ever. You get what I'm saying? Although if anybody need production assistant or anything like that on some scripted series, I am available. You can email me, call me, text me, tweet me, get in contact with me. I'm available for it.
Georgette, that was just on. She's into that as well. She worked with Boston George. You know the movie Blow?
Uh-huh.
She did the whole documentary on his life.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
Ran the production manager was her whole gig.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
So
that's
I'll connect you guys,
please, and
man,
thank you, because I would definitely want to learn. While I was in Atlanta, I had the opportunity to and here's another funny story about like the second night I was in Atlanta. One of my homegirls that's in entertainment, she sent me something about a private party that she was going to. So I'm like, okay, are you going to let me be your plus one? Like, why are you telling me about this? Because I think it's rude to talk to somebody about something that they're not invited to.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, no, I was just telling you about it. Blah, blah, blah. So and then here's another great thing about being from a small town. You know that you can get in contact with people. So, and it was for like one of the people that owns a PR firm in Atlanta, and it's like the top dog. Like he has basketball players, reality stars, like all these. His name, shout out Chad Black, by the way.
There you go.
So she sent me the person's website, so I got his phone number, and I texted him. I was like, yo, I'm from Florida. I'm into journalism. I cover stuff like this. Can I please come to your party? And I sent him a few links to a few of the things that I done. He was like, oh, yeah, we would love to have you. And if anybody gives you any shit, just show him this text message. He didn't have no more media passes.
Oh.
So when I got there, I just had my phone out and I just showed the people. And they just read it and didn't think they were supposed to have me over by the media people. They thought I was his family. So they put me in his VIP section.
Oh, nice.
And the kicker is they're filming for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in this building tonight. So I ended up filming for that, which was a great experience to actually see how this is ran and stuff like that. And I got to meet Chad Black personally and his whole team and hang out with them for the night. And I was so scared. I was like, what if they find out I'm not supposed to be here? And then I saw the same lady that told me about the party. She was behind like the barricades way in the back. So it's just like, I'm glad you didn't have a plus one for me. Because if you would have, I would have been way back there with you. So, yeah, Atlanta had a lot of nights like that for me.
Well, I mean, those are signs. You know, the universe has these signs for you. And a lot of times there's so many dots, right?
Bingo.
And they're out there, but without awareness and without the courage.
Bingo.
The lack of, I bet you had fear.
Bingo,
you're like,
definitely.
I want to reach out to this guy,
Definitely.
but you did it.
Yeah. What's the worst thing they could say? Yeah. No.
Yeah, man.
It's actually yes. He messed around and said yes, and now I'm crashing your party. And then that led to me meeting the producers, and I actually got to follow like a producer while he did like my 600-pound life on TLC and stuff like that. So it's all just been a learning experience.
Yeah, and building these relationships with all the right people.
Definitely. And when I pray, I always ask for favor, not just with God, but with man too. Like I want people to like me.
Yeah.
And I try to be as likable as I can.
Well, I mean, that's what it comes down to. You know, if you want to be the person, you can't expect people to like you if you're not the kind of person that you would like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful, man. And there's so many lessons in this. You know, I was just having a conversation right before you got here with my buddy, and we've been trying to do some big real estate deals together, and he's got some groups that can do some big stuff, and we kind of teamed up on something right now, and we're just kind of pulling resources and talking. He's like, "Ow, like all the dots are there, bro." Like he made me sit back and really look and be like, "Man, I do, I have had the dots are there," and I never, and I kind of I've been taking it for granted. Yeah, I know this person, I know this, and this is just I'm already ready to take this next step and be like, all right, let's sit back and let's put all these dots out on the table and find a way to connect it because they're there.
Bingo. And a lot of times when you are so busy, you can be so busy till you feel stagnant. Like that was one of the things like I ran into, especially like when you don't know what you're going to do next. And then you have random people reach out to you and be like, oh, bro, you doing it. Like, keep doing your thing. Like, you're an inspiration and stuff like that. And people don't know how much, like, stuff like that means to me. Because sometimes you feel like, what am I doing this for? I am wasting my time. Let me just go be Joe Smo.
Yeah, no, not you.
Yeah, sometimes I be thinking, I be like,
never.
Let me just, like.
Please don't.
Okay,
we need you.
That.
We need Cuz-I.
I receive that. I receive that.
No, that's it, man. You got to have the awareness and then the courage.
Definitely.
It's out there. It's out here for us, man.
And if you had the idea, why have the idea if you're not going to jump on it?
Yeah.
If the idea came to you,
yeah,
why not jump on it? That's what I'm like. Why did I think of this? Oh,
yeah,
because I'm supposed to do it, duh.
Yeah, that's because I can do it. That's it, man. So yeah, let's to the people, to everybody watching, man, and I love hearing the story of your life because it's once again it's being aware. Mm-hmm. And making the move, be aware of it, make the move, take the chance. You have any like advice to any of some of the kids? I know there's going to be a lot of these kids here in Fort Pierce watching this because it's you. The people wanting to make moves in their life. You got albums out on Spotify. You're on the radio. You got YouTube channels. What's the first step?
Again, you gotta have your eyes open, cause I don't know if your daughter's a Harry Potter fan. Do you know what a snitch is?
Yeah,
it's a little golden ball that's
on the
around.
Top of my Christmas tree.
You gotta be able to spot the snitch. Yeah. You gotta be able to spot the snitch, cause opportunity might only be there this big and might only be there for a split second. And not only do you, cause it's one thing to spot the snitch. Now what you gonna do? Now what you gonna do? I'm gonna go after it, because if I catch this, I win the game. If I don't catch it, nobody else still doesn't have it. You get what I'm saying? So I always just maybe pray that you're able to spot opportunity, and not only spot it, but seize the moment as you spot it.
Yes, I love it. So I'm thinking, how do you get the vision there? How do you make yourself aware?
A lot of times you just gotta listen to yourself. You gotta listen to yourself. Like a lot of times when I'm out and I meet people, they'll say things or something will happen, and it's just like, okay, let me be aware. Oh, they might have just said they need this. Oh, I know somebody that can do that. You get what I'm saying? Or I can do that. Or even if one time, a lot of times back in days, like especially in my early 20s, when I wouldn't know how to do something, and I get a job, I just know how to do it or learn as much about it before the first day. And then I also look like, okay, I don't need to really know too much about it, because y'all going to train me on y'all way to do it. Because you never want to train somebody who knows that all already.
Yeah. So, and at least don't act like you know it all.
Bingo. Hello, which is one of the 48 laws of power. You never outshine the master.
Yeah.
So,
there you go. Even though if you think you can.
Even though you can. Like, even when I started at the radio station up there, I had to go through training. And this whole time, I never told them, because I'm the type of person, I like to be asked to step up than to be asked to step down.
Yeah.
So I never even told them I have a background in radio. So I'm sitting in this class, and although this is like radio for dummies, I'm still like, oh, okay. I'm learning. So, and when it was time for me to step up, as everybody's going in trying to do their intros and stuff like that, and I'm the intro king, baby. I got up there, and it's like everybody's not expecting me, and I ate it, and everybody's looking at it, and it's like, I have like 5 years on radio. And it's like, oh, we didn't know.
Let me hear one.
Bingo. Turn up. It's your boy, Kuzi Can, and MFMA. And right now you are on Beltran's Podcast.
There it is. Sexy voice.
Hello.
I love it.
Steve.
I love it, man. Well, dude, man, I could sit and chat with you forever. I'm so glad you came, man. I'm
so glad you had me. It's an honor.
Yeah, man. This is what it's for, man. I like to know me some more Kuzi. You guys, well, thank you guys for hanging with us today. And Kuzi Can, how can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Kuzi Can and
Yeah. Cause I Can. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that.
everywhere. Or you can find me at Jerks in St. Lucie County, Jerks with a Z.
Yes, man.
Or you can find me whenever Al Beltran posts this podcast.
Yes,
Find me here
that's
too.
it. I'll put all his links up, man. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging. Cause I love you, brother.
Love you too, Mr. Al.
Yes, man. See you guys.
Steve.